welcome back again to my D-Life session of sketching my comic book character, Promotional uh, poster. And as you've noticed, there is no background noise. So, as I said, I'm new to this streaming thing. I'm really new to this, and figuring out things slowly. It's taking me some time. It took me some time, so I was about to start this early this morning. It's way too late. The next episode it would be even early morning my from this side of the world, from where I live. It would be early morning, and from your side, if you're living in Europe, it would be at the night. So you are free from your work and so on and so forth, and you would come here and be you would have this show entertaining you or something like you come back home from work and then you can uh don't have to worry about anything else, and you can sit back, relax, and watch me sketch and talk about my work and tell you how you can support me, so on and so forth. So from tomorrow, uh, on, you would have this streaming even earlier in the night. So before we start streaming, I again forgot I could have shared my uh, address or shared my link on my Twitter and other pages. So that is what I'm about to do right now. Hopefully I'm live. It feels like I'm live, and I'm sorry, three people are watching. I'm having like hiccups and burps at the same time, so excuse me for that. Right now I'm gonna copy and the link, or sorry, not copy it, straight up. I'm gonna just post it straight up on my Twitter profile. See if people, because I need to get done with this thing, and in between I may post it on my live page as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and post it in live streaming community. Hopefully they don't mind it. They don't see same post over and over again. Hopefully they don't ban me for that. But I'm going to do the same thing over and over again on my Twitter page. Not because I'm a hoax, because I have to tell people that yeah, I'm online this time once again. Hopefully that is not count as a can. Now we are inside Krita. I'm gonna start finishing this work. See if I need to change a thing or two about what we're doing here. And please do forgive me for the background noise, and please do consider supporting me on Twitter, Patreon. Open up. Um, I'm also gonna open up or reopen. I think I have that. Buy me a coffee, and I will share other links so you can support me there as well. So I'm not being consistent in like I'm trying to do it daily. I'm trying to come here and do a daily shot, but I'm not being consistent, and there's time when I'm not streaming at all. Um, Forgive me for that as well, because things just arrive and I have to. This one is way better than that one. So I have to think about how um, how I will manage my time and stuff. Things arrive and there are problems, etc., etc. But also, I'm not that understanding how to. I don't know if I need to keep this thing in or not. But for now, let's just erase that. You see that thin line? That is kind of cool. There's a lot of shadows there. It should not have shadows from this angle. As far as I'm concerned, there should be more of a light hitting it, you know? So I feel like I need to change that. Overall, I can have shadows, subtle shadows here, subtle, very slight, and then we can also have some subtle shadows here as well. So like that. Um, since there will be intense light from the other side, what we can do is add some strong shadows here. I think that would be enough. That would be enough, and I think that does kind of represents shadow. But I also have to go and ink that, so I'm keeping it rough. Plus, we will change as we go. Probably add something else. So for that reason, let's just keep it rough, very rough, as rough as possible, not too rough, so we can see the shape at the same time. We are not adding too much detail that later on we have to change. It is rough enough that we can add inking, but for now, I think good, press save, and then what I want to do is I want to look at the reference and figure out where these muscles are. I don't remember last time what reference were there which made me realize that this muscle need to these lines need to change its position and its angle. So I gotta figure that out. That part out. I'm gonna go here and see the some of I can understand that I do need to change the angle and position of these lines. But I do need real life reference. As you can see, this is the under underside of the leg. This is the underside of the leg, and this is the muscle right here. You won't draw on the reference. This is right here, which is this one. So you can see how visible that is, just like that. But at the same time, this guy goes inward and come up like it is inward, and then it goes outward like that. Like this is the muscle. This is that muscle right here, and this is that muscle, and then this is that underside of the calf. Sorry, not the calf, the thigh. So thighs have, if the thigh is like that, if the thigh is like that, and right, sorry, not that thing. Um, yeah, not that way. Give me a second, I just forgot the shape of the thigh or the leg. I'm drawing the full leg here. Okay, so like that, kind of like that, and the leg. Sorry, I need to So, give me a second. Give me a second. Hopefully, you didn't hear that voice was coming from my computer, the loud noise. I hope you're enjoying the noise reduction. Fine. So, a cow thigh is like that, right? Thigh is like that. So this is these are the three muscles on on the leg. These are the three muscles, and then this split kind of like that. I don't want to draw too detail of. I don't want to go too detail of a leg. So this is like these are the anatomy of the leg, and it goes like that, kind of like that. It's not gonna be accurate, so give me for that. Right here. So these are the three muscles of the leg. This is one, this is in the center two, and this is at the side three. This is not gonna be 100% accurate because it's supposed to be rough. I'm supposed to or needed to draw it really quickly, not clean as this is, and even this rough, this is not as clean as the professional work would be, since you know I'm drawing just rough. For line art for the next stage, it's the cleaner, rougher version. So we have shit figured out. So this is that inside or underside of the leg. The underside where there are two legs. Like, okay, need to have this guy go back. So like that, right? That underside, drawing roughly, underside, right? Whatever, this is the knee and so on forth. These two legs that are close to each other are the underside. So there are three muscles on the leg. The outer side, this long tube-like muscle on the outside of the leg. This in between, I don't know, it's called, these are called pecs or whatever they are called. This the tube right here in the inside of both of these, and then this is the underside of this is small muscle. This is the longest one. I think this the second one is the second longest, and the third is supposed to be the shortest one. So drawing that, all that, now you understand it's the underside of these muscles. So underside of the leg, so this muscle is going to be the shortest one, as you can see right here, as you can see on this drawing. So what's happening is this small muscle kind of going backwards like that, and kind of doing this, and then when it does that, let me draw it, does that, this line comes here. A lot of this muscle is visible from that side. It comes here and or goes out like this, but comes here inside and then wraps itself closer to the middle muscle from this angle, if that makes any sense. So I think personally this part should be down here and tilted ever so slightly, if anything. And this one needs to go back like that, right? So I think I need to change a lot of lines. Um, this is why I said slowly but surely I'm gonna improve on this looking at the real life reference, so I do need some of the reference. I do need to check if something does not look right or is odd, and what do I need to change. As we can see again here, the first time I saw this, I was confused, like what is happening right here. So we can constantly go back and observe, excuse me again, what is happening. So keep in mind the underside of the leg would look different than the outside of the leg. Uh, because the outer side of the leg would have different sets of muscles and patterns going round or wrapping around the leg. The underside would have different angle or different angle of the either the same muscles because the center part would be shear from both angles or different sets of muscle altogether. Like this calf muscle looks different from this angle versus this angle. So you can see it's elongated from this angle but not so much from that. And what I did here, I went in and draw the same from both of these angles. I do need to confirm data as well from this angle that it does change or it does not change the shape of the calf. Going here as well would give me an idea. Maybe not so much from this image, maybe a lot more from this angle. Looks like so, but I would confirm looking at the real life reference. Real life. Give me a second. I would observe a little bit. I need to observe a little bit. First size is changed. I need to change that back. And I need to zoom that in to make sure, as you can see, hopefully 3 people are still watching. I'm sorry, I was away for a second. Sorry for that. Um, so from here, it looks like they should look the same from both of the sides. The underside and the outer side should be the same. And all these reference images are suggesting the same thing. So what I am gonna do next, okay, when you're drawing the feet, make sure you draw this triangular shape and kind of ignore for a while before you're adding detail. Ignore this uh, toe, or I think it's called the toe part, or the foot fingers. I don't know what it's called, but as far as I am concerned, this is called the toe. So ignore the toe part as unless you're done with the proportions and then you do the detail. By the way, this is not a drawing lesson. I have to complete a promotional sketch rather than explaining you a lot. I need to observe my reference image and see if we do need to change it that much. The reference image doesn't suggest it that much, so and probably for a very good reason. And the reason you can see here is this foot or the ankle is not stretching out, and this angle stretching out ever so slightly, plus she's running. So probably this muscle is in use and it contract to control the foot. That is the reason why it may be looking different from that angle. And looking at all different angles, it may be that we do need to keep them the same. But before we go, I do like this reference image. I'm gonna import Before we go and start to finish the leg, I want to observe some reference image. So right now I'm going in my hard drive and trying to find some good references. So I may go and look at this one. The previous thing, the one that I said is very good. Reference image is a very low resolution reference image right here. Very low resolution reference image. And this is, I guess, is the outer side of the leg. Feels like the inner side. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. So what I want to do is kind of observe my leg, and it looks like this. From observing it is supposed to be the inner side of the leg because it's more aligned with what the inner side is supposed to look like. The muscle and the look at the muscles. Look at this muscle and look at this muscle. It looks like similar, but this goes all the way up like that. Doesn't represent the same thing. However, some patterns suggest that this may be the outer side, which may be very similar to both the inner and the outer side of the leg. I like how it looks from this angle. So maybe useful, a very useful image. So if I go here, some of these patterns that were emerging here was very unique or looked similar, like that one right here, to the outer side of the leg. But do we find that pattern from the inner side? I feel like maybe not. But this pattern right here is very, very uh, unique to the inner side or the underside of the leg, which is not so common on the outer side. So if I go here, observe it, and maybe that's exactly what it is. Maybe. But let me go back. Let me go back and read some of them. This is where it looks very similar to that like angle. So not quite sure what it's trying to be, but observing the pattern here, this obviously goes down in this direction, obviously like that, and probably this ends right here, which it seems like, and this need to go up. So that is that, but I can constantly come back to this reference image. It was a good one, but need some other. I need to know which one, which reference image was there that suggested. Again, you can see exactly the same pattern emerging, but it's more, there are more X-ray vision of the muscles, which kind of would confuse us more than it would help us. So it may help someone who's very experienced, but not so much the person who is not that experienced. So I'm going to leave it, not going to go in detail in this one. Again, okay. So, let's go to, let me see. about we go to this one just for observation? Just for observation, and this picture that makes no sense to me. Probably an AI generated image, probably not sure. And the muscle doesn't make any sense to me, which makes me feel like it is probably an AI generated image. Some landmarks are there, but other just don't make any sense. So maybe not real, maybe not real, not a good image if it's an AI then. And let's go and observe this one as ever so slightly. Yes, those same landmark right here. So probably I'm right about that. And probably we need to do exactly what I am thinking I should be doing. But again, this image again suggests that the underpart of the calf side or the shin side of the part should be different or have a different calf uh, height than the outer part. So maybe we should change, but I don't think. I feel like it doesn't look that wrong for me to go and change that. That looks already very good, so we may not change it. Bringing another reference image to study. Okay, give me another second so I go and grab some image that I feel like should do. Mm, let's see what does this do for us. So, a good one. I would rather have him have the ankle floating in the air, and both of the ankle actually floating in the air like a man who's like free of or defying gravity, like flying in the air, and grow the rest of the muscles on that. And so I am going to go ahead. Well, to be honest, give me a second. Observing this image, I just forgot. Again, the same pattern emerging, so we may end up doing. I like how we can see from the front, because I was really confused about some part of the leg. So this muscle right here should be there. I need to study anatomy or muscle anatomy more for me to figure things out better. I do like his physique, not that much, but it's a very good physique, very standard male physique. That is. So that was one good reference image. It helped me understand a lot, but what I want to go is for a reference image, and there are some real life reference image, but I don't see one where it helped me draw a very good masculine leg or muscular leg. Let's just in some things understanding the leg better. So this back part is interesting, and it looks very good, very nice. This cut right here, and help us with. This is a very good drawing, I would say. We can see how much of this ankle comes, or this maybe usually odd It's kind of unusual. Uh, very bulging out this whatever this called, and the outer part not so much from this angle. Same here. But at the same time, I don't understand what is this. If you are drawing this here, shouldn't it be the same thing right here? Like right here? But anywho, it is a very good drawing. Very good, very decent drawing. Maybe it's a real life reference image, that's why, or done from a real life, that's why it looks this way. But I do want to draw something like this for Dragonman as well, like his standing pose or his pose when he is not wearing a mask or something like that. In the comic books, I did draw him like that, but it's kind of a bit exaggerated, kind of slightly Disney, slightly realistic, like in between things. I need to have some consistency in my style. So I kind of sometimes lean in with the Disney style. Sometimes more like a Jim Lee. Sometimes it's very bad, rough. So I need to have a little bit of consistency in my work. I want to lean in more realistic drawing, and then a slight touch of Jim Lee's, and probably slight touch of Disney. First, I want to have a very solid understanding of a realistic human proportion and silhouettes. Uh, for that, this image I really like. I may copy this one. This pose here probably looks very decent, very nice posture right there, and copy that. Sending him somewhere whatsoever. So I'm gonna delete this as well. It helped me, but also I may need to go and grab and see if there's anything that I can use for my as a reference image for my art here. So we don't have anything unique. So I'm gonna go here and zoom in and start to observe this one. It has some highlights right here and does prove or suggest that the reference images that the sketch reference image sketches are actually telling you a very true and obviously done by an artist who have observed real life uh, people, real life muscular people, and then started drawing, have experience and so on and so forth, because the drawing are uh, realistic, really good drawings are or have the realism in them, and actually the silhouette and the drawing, the shape is anatomy is so perfect to look at. So this does suggest or prove that those lines are actually valid. So we can add those lines and changing them as we see here, but then the underside of the calf, as we can see, is long as I was suggesting. If the feet is flat, relaxed. This is the feet, the ankle is flat and relaxed. The muscle should not flex, right? So it should not contract. But both of my feet, or both of the leg have feet, uh, like both of the feet are stretching out, if that makes any sense, and which would make the calf muscle contract, which I didn't draw. It's kind of unrealistic, or let's just say, yeah, it is inaccurate, so I may need to do that, but maybe I won't do that because it already looked good. It is gonna be physically, realistically wrong, inaccurate, but we still might go with that as an artistic choice because I really like what I see. So observing that, um, yeah, we do see that the muscle or that vein or whatever it's called going through like that. If you zoom in here, look this line carefully. It's really hard to see, I guess, from my stream, but this line does suggest that that line that is representing in each and every single one of these sketches, like this line, this red line, right, from here to here, this does suggest that that line is actually accurate. I don't see it where it ends kind of like here, so probably suggesting it ends like that. It ends right here, and it goes through like that. So that is it. That is suggesting that the red line or the white line in some case, it's always red. I guess I don't want. Yeah, it's pink here. It's pink or purple or maroon, whatever you call it. I think it's a pink here. And I did remember seeing a white. Maybe this is a white. Where I don't know where did I saw that, but whatever. The red, the white, or the pink line that goes down here is actually we can see very subtle, but can see it. So this reference did suggest or do suggest that we should change our initial lines of the muscles. So that is that. Now I'm gonna go observe a little more. Let's just grab this one. And yes, it does do suggest the same thing, so don't have to confirm it. Need to go a couple more reference, but then we move into our Krita again, back again, and start sculpting once again. Before that, let me grab a couple of these images and probably see if we can find anything interesting about that. And also, as I mentioned, I am an amateur, not a professional, an amateur, don't have a real, I'm just having experience right now, so it's gonna be a slow process, but surely, because it is a promotional sketch, so I'm going adding every single detail as good as possible, and even making some artistic choice more or less. But those panels, more often than not, there would not be that much of a detail. Mostly those people would be wearing clothes. So once we're done with the silhouette, the art is done. And even when there are images when I draw muscular detail, I'm not gonna go and add too much of a detail. As long as it looks good, we'll leave it right there. But in the promotional art, we are making sure because there's just one piece, one character, so we have to we make it sure it looks good from top to bottom. So all those details are necessary. That is one of the reason why it's gonna look, or sorry, it's gonna take me some time to complete this art piece. So that being said, I don't see much of the detail on this image. I don't see that. So we're gonna, maybe I did imported this image in the one of the previous sessions. Give me a second, I need to see something. I need to check something. I hope the OBS is not taking that much of a resource. It is kind of taking a 20% of the CPU usage, but that is okay with me as long as that's about it. So do me a favor, please support me, share my work. I need your help. I will upload some of the work on YouTube and other places, but also I would share my buy me a coffee, etc., etc. And if we are not done in this session, if we are not done our sketch in this session, don't worry, I'm just getting started. this. I'm not gonna take more time because I have to set things up and then I have to do other things as soon as I am done with all the. Forgive me if I pause or turn off the mic. Right now depends on if I need to go check. Give me a second. Okay, I don't know where I was. I don't know where I was. So I was saying, just to do me a favor, go to my Patreon and help me raise some funds. Or if you don't want to raise some funds right now, do sure to contact me and tell me how you or anyone can help me raise some funds for this project. Do help and share, support, whichever way possible. Spread the word out, tell other people, whatever you can do. Share my work online, that would be great. That would be awesome for me. Try to remember what I was saying exactly. Uh, yeah, I'm not going to shut off the stream right away. At least I would do 1.5 hour. Then I have to figure things out, rest of the things out, and um, then maybe we would tomorrow, whenever I'm gonna come, I will look at my art piece and I will look at what I need to prepare myself before go on the stream, and I would right away start drawing and complete this sketch. Because I do want to complete this sketch as soon as possible. But also at the same time, I do want to put it on a show so people come and support me. We do have other sketches, so don't worry about that either. There are at least 2 other poses that I can complete and work on complete online or live on stream. I am talking more than I am trying to complete my work. And these calf muscles don't make any sense to me. Maybe it's not the calf muscle that is right here, like the line. It is probably more than a calf muscle. Forgive my burp. I need to be more poised, I know. I will be poised next time. So as you can see, there is not many muscle on this legs. So that is one of the reasons why I need to keep my panels on my comic book page simpler. And that is realistic, not saying that that art would not look good. It will look very good. And if there's anything, I know there are a couple of things that I need to revisit, and I would make it very, very good. Other than that, um, that comic book is already almost complete, and a heart is gonna look good. I'll make sure it look good. Anything I need to revisit, I would. So the muscles are odd. There's some shape I can follow, but I don't like how his or her, whoever that person is, legs looks. We are about to move to one final. Okay, maybe look at this. His calf muscle. This is the inside of it. You can see how it's stretching, how this goes up right here, and how it confirms either one of our reference images that this side of the calf is long and this is short. But again, there were so many reference images suggesting so many different things, so I'm not gonna copy it. I'm not gonna copy it. By the way, the leg here looks phenomenal, and the knee here looks smaller. The leg is as big as I wanted my character to. Not that is these shins are way too big, but close to what I want my character to have. Slightly lesser, slightly thinner, but as close as this is. So we're gonna shut it off. I want my character to be not too bulky, but not too thin either. I don't want him to thin as some character like Spider-Man is, or some other character. Sometimes they draw Batman really slim. I don't want my character to be bulky or slim. It should be bulky, not that uh, not that bulkier, if that makes any sense. Slightly towards the bulkier side, uh, kind of like Goldberg, if you will. Not Brock Lesnar bulky, but Goldberg's. If you look at Goldberg, he's almost the same size as Brock Lesnar is, but his physics and proportions of his own uh, body is so is formed so that it's formed in such a way that it so that it does. Okay, I have idea in my head, but to say I don't know how to put that in words. So what I'm trying to say, his proportions are formed as such so that he doesn't look bulky as Brock Lesnar, but big enough, as big as Brock Lesnar is. More or less, his shoulder area and his chest area is big, but his abdomen is slimmer or elongated or slimmer. Like that is exactly what I want my character to. He's just like this guy right here. And not too big things either. Kind of little bit of like a fat. Uh, I don't know how to describe it because I haven't compared Brock to Goldberg body in body proportion uh, aspect, which I should because it's gonna give me a lot of insight why one body type looks so different than the other body type. See, since the body size and and kind of the weight also is very similar from these two people. Height is the same, strength is almost the same, strength, speed, body size, and height almost the same. So why does one person body looks so different than the other person body? That is a very, very, very good thing to study if you're drawing people and you're drawing sketches. So almost like Brock Lesnar, almost like looks like this guy right here, but he I think is more like an Arnold Schwarzenegger uh, uh, inspired sketch, something like the subject or the reference was Arnold Schwarzenegger in his body proportion. But if, if you say that this guy right here, this guy right here, is as big as this guy right here, right? Which I don't know if they are going to be the same size of people. But let's just say if they are, let's just say if they are, then you can say that this is Brock and that is Goldberg. But that's not true. Actually, this is not Brock Lesnar, or this is not the difference between Brock and Goldberg. So if I'm going to, if I'm talking about my character body type, it would be more like Goldberg, but not so much. It's more like he's very bulky. He's gonna be very, very bulky, but not bulky. I should say big, if that makes any sense. But I want him to be slightly bulky, as you can see in some of the drawing that I'm drawing here. You can see I'm going for the bulkier option than Batman and Superman both. Man, give me a second and I'll show you what I mean by that. Yes. So yeah, you can see he's kind of bulky. I do need to change a lot in the arms and so, but if you look at the torso, he's very bulky. This sketch is kind of like a Jim Lee inspired sketch. It has some issues in it, and you can see you can pick on the Jim Lee art style. Not, I'm not claiming to be him, but I'm just saying my art can get inspired by Jim Lee. That's why I'm saying there's some inconsistency in my art. Sometimes it looks like Disney, and sometimes it looks like Jim Lee's, like inspired from Jim Lee. Sometimes it looks like inspired from Disney, and sometimes even both. One can argue that there's some Disney in there as well. Since you can see the legs are very thin and arms probably are very thin, going for more realistic in this as well. Going for a more realistic look. I want the arm to be big, and I may go and study my previous sketch to see what I can do in that regard. And I do want to go ahead and fix this arm, so on and so forth. One more or less, you can see one, if you look at the torso, it's bulky. It's supposed to be bulky, so I'm gonna change the legs and probably the arms in this one, which this may be the next poster in line, because this was the one supposed to be done the first in line, but this is gonna be the next in line. So that is that. Probably the next in line, because there's already one waiting, which there's another pose that I do that is waiting in line with this one, and we just recently draw with blue lines with my typical procedure of, forgive me for the noise that is coming from the background. There's some construction work going on in the background in the neighbors, so if there's a lot of background noise, forgive me for that. I hope that you don't mind. I want to see how many people are there still there. 3 people. Can I get more people than 3 people? 3 viewers. So this is that. And I would make it bulkier, but probably I haven't decided 100%. I do want to go with this one, but there's another post that I recently draw, and that is the blue line, my typical way of digital sketching, because I don't know, I'm having hiccups. These two uh, um, rough sketches were drawn on paper, that's why they are gray line, but I also want to buy blue, green, and red lead or lead pencils. So if you guys support me, I would do live streaming on paper and pencil, and I would improve my art by a lot. This one right here, this needs to be done. Probably I would make this leg goes, because it's slightly bending to or rotating towards the background. I can lean on that idea, or I can straight up draw both of the legs. I would see what I can do with this. Maybe rotate it, maybe something. But as you can see, this is the uh, one of the sketches, and as you can see, as I was saying, that I need him to look bulkier, almost like Bill Goldberg, or maybe a slightly more bulkier. Maybe I would lean into that, and you can see that I'm going for more like a realistic proportions, realistic body proportion, a little bit of Disney and a little bit of Jim Lee in there. Maybe by the end, when I do develop my own art style and it's solid, then maybe the Disney and Jim Lee influence would completely disappear. Jim Lee influence does make me draw this thing that Jim Lee draws too. I am not that level of artist at least now, and I cannot handle Do you guys hear my voice right now? Hello? Do you guys hear my voice right now? How long it has been? How long it has been recorded? How long it has queued? Spelling the quiet is not right. How long it has been QIET. So I think the voice is coming through. I'm sorry if it was annoying for you guys that the voice was not coming through. Hello, are we hearing me? Why my voice sounds so quiet? Give me a second. Should not sound quiet. My PC is. Hello? 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 Okay, I think I can hear my voice. Um, I can hear my voice, so I'm gonna lower this and we will start streaming, start doing our work once again. All I need to do is just delete this part and then go back with these reference images. Mouse is quite versatile. I like the way mouse works. So now I am going to go ahead and yeah, go ahead and drink some water because I do need to drink water. I should constantly checking my voice, but probably even turn the audio slightly on in the background. So if I yes, hello, do I hear my voice? Hello, I feel like I need to have it at 20 and I go to take it to the 50. Yeah, now I do hear my voice in the background, but it doesn't bother me because I don't hear it too much. So I have a really low uh, volume on my own stream. I'm watching my stream, and hopefully, if I'm watching my stream, it doesn't count as a view. Okay, so we are gonna go and start working on my sketch. So I'm gonna do some things that artists do not do. I don't know if I should go 100% and erase the part and draw it from scratch. I'm not that sure. As I said, I am going to go ahead and my voice start to change a lot when my throat start to hurt. I don't want my voice to change. See, the moment I take sips from the water, the voice changes back. I don't want my voice to change 100% completely. I stay more calm and the voice is very, very good. The moment my throat starts getting dry, it hurts to talk and the voice starts to change. So that is something that I don't like. Now, if I say enter and leave it there, need to know that and need to know that this part, if we go here, is exactly like that. So I do need to change it that much. So I am going to go and select this part. I don't know. I'm not so sure if I should remove it 100%. No, drink some more water. Please do share my work. Please tell other people that there's an artist out here who is trying to draw or create a comic book that you people may gonna like. You may wanna check into that. So we are going to rotate this 100%, move it in that direction, and probably need to match. Like I'm gonna keep it that way for reasons that I think the leg is being cut from this big chunk of the leg we can see, but then again, if we go here, there's chunk missing, but at the same time, this part of the leg is missing. But at the same time, you can see that where it connects that you don't see here. You don't see here. This legs go way down in this direction, so a lot of chunk is missing. So it gives me feeling that I should not go 100% in that direction. Even in this one, it's almost straight, so it's not 100% going that direction. So I may take a decision to not go 100% in that direction, maybe ever so slightly. I'm not 100% sure, but let's just see if even like this. Yeah, maybe probably. Um, I just stayed for a few seconds before I make a final decision. Let's just view it and show selection. Where is that? System, so oh, that's funny. Ruler, pointer, show status bar, show pixel grid. What is that? Show pixel grid. Show pixel grid. Painting assistant. Show assistant previews. Image now. Oh, that is funny. Let's think. I think I need to go in display selection. I don't know why it's there, but whatever. Guys, something might come up and I would be back in minutes. I think I need to go and turn this off. We something come up. You can hear in the background. I'm not kidding with you. I'm not being a liar. But I'm not wasting your time. Something come up. I may finish or may do 30 minutes more. Sorry, not 30. Complete 1 hour and 30 minutes. I may do 20 minutes more, or maybe five. I don't know how much time I have. We're gonna stay here for a couple of minutes, and then I probably have to turn this off completely. I have a feeling I may go ahead and completely erase this and probably start to. I'm gonna also, okay, it's Control H already. Uh, I was saying that I was gonna move that onto a hotkey, but it's already. My laptop is really hard. Is really hard. The temperature of the laptop seems really hard. I feel like I need you guys to please support me so I can buy better equipment. I can support my work. I do need people's support. Hopefully, I do start to get a lot of support from people. I think I need to do it all the way like that, but I don't know why I'm taking a decision to keep it this way. And probably I'm going to select this part once again and going back and observing once again that um probably need to rotate it slightly in this direction. Let me see if we go like almost like a straight line. It's almost parallel to this one, almost parallel to this one. Yeah, almost parallel to this line. So it goes like that, and like, I can pull it back ever so slightly like this. And maybe shorten it a bit. Yeah, shorten it a bit. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Well, not being perfect straight lines would make it appear more organic. And that is one of the things we should be aiming at as well. Yes. So we can go ahead and start to work on the reference. Sorry for the background noise if you're hearing any. I try to went with the compression and thought that there would be a smooth, flawless experience for you guys, but every so often things just keep on coming in my background noise from the neighbors, construction work, so on and so forth. Forgive me for that. I hope I had a studio, better equipment, better environment. So if you guys feel like I can and would be a great way of your entertainment, or at least can provide you with a new universe, comic book universe. Now you are fed up with what the current state of comic book and their decision is. Every time there's something good, they cancel those projects. So do you consider supporting me, sending some gifts, sending something my way so I can help support myself while I am completing this work? Uh, s- I'm gonna come back once we are finished with background noises. I'm gonna come back in the next session. The moment, uh, the moment I feel like I need to turn things off, I will, and I will let you know. Maybe more, few more minutes, and we will continue that. At this point in time, feel like I feel like that the rough sketch is complete. I love cross-hatching data, don't I? Alright. So at this point in time, I feel like the cross-hatching is complete. Sorry, not the cross-hatching. The sketch is complete, or the rough part is complete. I should start moving towards the inking part. So probably the next session we move towards the inking part, because the thing is, we can only improve so much. We keep on improving and it will start to become perfect, and then I will feel like, why do I need to move on to the next stage, because I don't think I should change or remove anything from this, because I put so much effort into it, and then there will be double the amount of effort trying to not only ink this and probably remove some things and add something to it. Other than that, I think I do need to work on this arm a little bit. That arm is just perfect. I'm still kind of like not that much happy with the bicep. Probably would come back and see what is wrong with the bicep. Other than that, I feel like, if you can see from different angles, I feel like it's almost finished. If I do inking on this thing's gonna look very good. There's some rough part on this image. I would raise those rough part and make sure that the rough part looks perfectly fine, like this guy right here. Rather than adding too much cross-hatching, which, oh my bad, you don't see that. And that uh, was a black screen, wasn't it? So I'm gonna go and open this one. So yeah, as you can see from this part, there's not that much cross-hatching going on. You can see there's more black or shady part. So we may figure out to do something like that. And I wasn't that heavy cross-hatching in this piece. I think I need to turn the stream off. We are done. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye. See you next time.